If your eyes open this morning, if you're breathing right now, then listen closely. God has already chosen you, and your life has a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. If you woke up this morning, it is not by accident. There is a divine reason that you are alive today, a purpose that God Himself has designed just for you. Many people go through life thinking that waking up is a simple, automatic act. They overlook the spiritual significance of opening their eyes each morning. But my beloved, every breath you take, every heartbeat, every blink of your eye is a confirmation that God is still working on you, that He is not finished with your life, and that your story is still unfolding according to His perfect plan. When you awaken, it is heaven's way of declaring, I still have work for you. I still have blessings reserved for you. I still have a destiny that is yours alone. So often, we underestimate the power of a morning. We get up, rush to our routines, and forget to acknowledge the spiritual reality behind that first breath. But that morning moment is sacred. It is a fresh start, a blank page, an opportunity for God to write something new in your life. If you woke up, it means that you survived the night, that you are still on this earth, and that God is giving you another chance to fulfill your calling. There are millions who will never see the light of today, millions who will not get another opportunity, and yet here you are. You are still chosen, still loved, still positioned for His plan. Think about the moments in your life when you felt lost, broken, or unworthy. Think about the nights when fear, doubt, or despair tried to convince you that your life was meaningless. Even in those moments, God's hand was on you. He was watching, guiding, and preparing you for the next step. Waking up today is proof that His plan for you has not ended. It may not be clear yet, and it may not seem easy, but God has a reason for every morning you open your eyes. That reason is unique, personal, and powerful. It is not a coincidence that you are here. I remember a time when I felt completely hopeless. I wondered why life seemed so heavy, why doors kept closing, and why blessings seemed delayed. I questioned my purpose and doubted my worth. But one morning, in the stillness before the sun rose, I felt a quiet voice inside me whisper, "You are still chosen. I have not forgotten you. Your assignment is still active." In that moment, everything changed. I realized that my life was not a series of random events. Every struggle, every tear, every setback was part of God's preparation. Waking up that day was not just a biological event, it was a spiritual signal that God still had plans for me. When you wake up today, you must recognize that this moment is a gift. It is an opportunity to align yourself with heaven's purpose. Too often, we focus on what went wrong yesterday, what we lost, or what others think of us. But God is saying, forget the past. I am writing a new chapter. I have chosen you for this day, for this moment, and for the plan I have designed. If you wake up with gratitude, you will begin to see the doors God is opening, the people He is placing in your life, and the miracles He is ready to perform. Every morning is a divine invitation to step into His plan. Many people wake up but remain spiritually asleep. They move through their routines without recognizing that God has chosen them for a specific purpose. But when you understand that waking up is a sign of divine selection, it transforms your entire perspective. You no longer see life as random. You no longer feel small or insignificant. You begin to see yourself as someone entrusted with heaven's favor, someone designed to influence the world, and someone equipped to overcome every obstacle. The fact that you woke up today is proof that God has not given up on you, that He still believes in you, and that your life matters in ways you cannot yet measure. This is why you must embrace today with intentionality. Don't allow it to slip by in routine or distraction. Take a moment to thank God for the gift of life. Recognize that you have been chosen for this day, for this season, and for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Every morning is a fresh beginning, a spiritual reset, a chance to align your actions with God's plan. When you wake up with this understanding, fear loses its grip, doubt disappears, and hope rises. You begin to walk with confidence, knowing that the Creator of the universe has personally chosen you to live this day for a reason. Waking up is the first step in every divine assignment. It is a declaration from heaven that you are not forgotten, that your potential has not expired, and that your life is still full of opportunities for greatness. Even if you feel unprepared, even if you feel weak, and even if the world tells you otherwise, God's choice stands firm. He does not look at the circumstances around you. He looks at your heart and your willingness to respond. The fact that you are alive today is evidence that your story is still being written, and God has already chosen the plot, the blessings, and the victories that await you. So as you open your eyes today, remember, God has not overlooked you. He has not abandoned you. He has chosen you to rise, to shine, and to fulfill His plan. Your life is significant, and your presence matters, and your destiny is alive. Do not let fear, regret, or doubt blind you to this truth. If you woke up today, it is a divine announcement that God has already chosen you, that your life has meaning, and that your story is still being written with purpose, power, and hope. You may often feel inadequate, unqualified, or incapable of achieving what you see others accomplishing. You may compare yourself to those who appear stronger, smarter, or more talented. You may even feel that your past failures disqualify you from God's plan. But I want you to hear this clearly. God does not choose the perfect. He does not choose the strongest. He does not choose those who have it all together. He chooses the willing, the obedient, and the faithful, even when we feel weak and unworthy. That is the mystery and the glory of God's ways. He takes what seems impossible in our eyes and transforms it into something powerful in His hands. Throughout the Bible, you see this pattern. Moses, a man with a stutter, was chosen to lead a nation. David, the youngest and smallest of his family, was chosen to become king. Peter, a fisherman who doubted and failed, was chosen to lead the early church. None of them were perfect. None of them were flawless. Yet God saw what others could not see: potential, purpose, and a heart willing to follow Him. God does not base His selection on human standards. He does not look at your resume, your achievements, or your social status. He looks at your heart, your faith, and your willingness to be used by Him. This truth should set you free from the chains of inadequacy. You may be thinking, but I have failed so many times. I have made too many mistakes. I am not strong enough to do anything great. My dear friend, those failures are not a sign that God has abandoned you. They are evidence that He is shaping you. They are lessons that prepare you for the calling He has placed on your life. When God chooses someone, He does not demand perfection first. He begins by choosing the imperfect and then perfecting them through experience, faith, and obedience. Consider the power in this. Your weakness becomes your strength, your brokenness becomes your testimony, and your past becomes your preparation. God delights in using those who cannot rely on their own power, because then the glory belongs entirely to Him. You may feel unqualified today, but God's choice does not depend on your qualifications. It depends on His wisdom and His plan. He strengthens the weak, equips the unprepared, and empowers the hesitant. You do not need to wait until you feel ready. God's readiness is enough. His choice is enough. There is a spiritual principle here. When God chooses, He equips. When He calls, He empowers. When He picks, He strengthens. You do not need to wait for external validation, human approval, or perfect timing. If God has chosen you, then the necessary grace, wisdom, and strength to fulfill your assignment are already in place. Your job is not to strive in your own power, but to respond with faith, to say yes to His call, and to move forward even when fear, doubt, or past mistakes try to hold you back. Many people struggle with self-doubt because they look at themselves instead of looking at God. They measure their worth by their failures, their weaknesses, and the opinions of others. But the moment you understand that God chooses the imperfect, everything changes. You stop allowing shame to define you. You stop listening to the voice of the enemy that says, "You are not enough." You begin to see yourself through heaven's eyes, chosen, loved, empowered, and destined for purpose. Think about the times you have felt like giving up, like surrendering to fear or frustration. Maybe doors closed. Maybe opportunities seemed lost. Maybe people walked away. But if God has chosen you, then none of that can stop His plan. Your failures are not the end. They are stepping stones. They are lessons. They are preparation for the greater thing God has in store. Every setback, every disappointment, every no you faced is part of the training ground that God uses to strengthen the chosen. This principle also teaches us patience. God's timing is perfect, and His process is intentional. Sometimes we look at our lives and say, "Why am I not where I want to be?" Or, "Why is my breakthrough delayed?" But the delay is not a denial. It is a preparation. God is equipping you, shaping you, and perfecting the person He has chosen to do great things through. Your current limitations, your weaknesses, and even your fears are tools God is using to mold you into someone capable of fulfilling His plan. When you embrace this truth, you begin to walk in confidence. You no longer feel the need to compare yourself with others. You no longer worry about your imperfections. You no longer fear failure, because you understand that God's choice is not based on human standards. You are chosen not because of what you can do, but because of what God can do through you. Your strength does not come from yourself. It comes from the one who has already picked you, strengthened you, and empowered you. Even when the enemy whispers that you are unworthy, remember that God has already chosen you. Even when circumstances seem impossible, remember that God's choice is greater than your problems. Even when your heart is heavy with doubt, remember that God's power is made perfect in your weakness. He takes the unlikely, the imperfect, and the broken, and He transforms them into vessels of glory, instruments of miracles, and carriers of heaven's purpose. So today, do not focus on your shortcomings. Do not dwell on the past or on what you lack. Focus on the truth that God has chosen you. He does not require you to be flawless or strong. He requires a willing heart, faith that moves despite fear, and obedience to His guidance. When you step forward in faith, you become part of a divine plan that is bigger than yourself. You become proof that God's choice is not about perfection, but about purpose. Your failures are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of your testimony. Your weaknesses are not a disqualification. They are the platform for God's power to be displayed. Your past mistakes do not define you. Your obedience and faith in God's plan define your future. God does not look for perfect people. He looks for willing hearts. He chooses the unqualified to show the world that His strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, rise today with confidence. Walk boldly in the knowledge that your imperfections do not disqualify you. Your failures do not cancel God's plan. Your doubts do not erase His choice. You are chosen. You are empowered. You are strengthened. And God will use you in ways you never imagined. His choice is enough, His power is sufficient, and His plan is unstoppable. When God chooses you, He does not just call you for a general life of existence. He calls you for a specific purpose, a unique assignment that only you can fulfill. Your life is not random, and your waking up today is not coincidental. There are people who need what you carry inside. Your words, your prayers, your faith, your actions. There are moments waiting for you where your presence, your decision, and your obedience will determine the course of someone's life. God's choice is precise. He does not make mistakes in selecting who will impact the world and who will not. Many of us underestimate the significance of our own lives. We look around and see others achieving, speaking, or leading, and we think, I am too small. My life does not matter. But that is the lie of the enemy. The truth is, your life carries irreplaceable value. There are hearts that only you can touch. There are prayers that only you can pray. There are opportunities that only you are positioned to seize. God's choice places you in a network of divine connections and assignments that no one else can fulfill. If you ignore your calling, those blessings, miracles, and interventions may never reach the people He has placed in your path. Think about the power of a single life in God's plan. One word spoken in faith can heal a broken heart. One act of kindness can restore a family. One prayer offered at the right moment can release a miracle. When God chooses someone, He equips them for influence. The assignment He gives is not generic. It is personal, tailored, and precise. He knows the timing, the situation, and the people who will encounter you. That is why your presence today is not accidental. It is intentional. You woke up this morning because God has a mission that only you can accomplish. Too often, people feel discouraged because they compare themselves to others. They see people with more resources, more experience, or more influence, and they question their own worth. But God does not operate by human comparison. He chooses you not to compete with others, but to fulfill a unique purpose that only you are designed for. Your abilities, your experiences, your challenges, and even your mistakes are all part of the preparation for this assignment. The very struggles you have faced are shaping you into someone capable of influencing the lives around you in ways that no one else can. There is also a spiritual truth here. God's selection comes with responsibility. Being chosen is not passive. It requires awareness, intentionality, and obedience. When you understand that your life has a specific assignment, you begin to take every moment seriously. You begin to speak words that encourage, pray prayers that bring life, and make decisions that align with heaven's purpose. God has entrusted you with influence, and with that trust comes action. Every interaction you have today, every conversation, every decision can be part of fulfilling your divine assignment. Consider how many people go through life without realizing the impact they have on others. A smile, a kind word, a listening ear, or a prayer can change the trajectory of someone else's life. God positions you strategically to meet the needs of people at the exact moment they require your presence. Sometimes you will never know the full impact of your choices, your prayers, or your obedience. But God does. Every action you take in alignment with Him has eternal significance. Your selection by God places you at the right place, at the right time to fulfill His plan. Many of us underestimate our spiritual authority. We do not recognize that as God's chosen, we carry influence that extends beyond the physical realm. When you pray, miracles can be released. When you speak words of encouragement, hope can be restored. When you act in faith, lives can be transformed. Being chosen is not about status, recognition, or applause. It is about impact. The unseen spiritual work that God accomplishes through your obedience. Your life has unique assignments that are waiting for your faith, courage, and commitment to step into action. It is also important to remember that being chosen by God is not about convenience. It often requires sacrifice, perseverance, and courage. You may be asked to step into uncomfortable situations, confront fear, or act in ways that require faith beyond what you can see. But God equips the chosen for the challenges they will face. He does not leave you alone. The same Spirit that calls you also empowers you. Your ability to fulfill your unique assignments comes from the One who has selected you and prepared you for every situation. Even in moments of doubt or uncertainty, the truth remains God's choice is intentional and precise. You may not understand why you are placed in certain circumstances, why certain people are in your life, or why doors open or close at specific times. But God sees the entire picture. He knows the exact moment when your obedience will release a blessing, heal a heart, or shift a situation. Your faithfulness, even in small things, prepares you for the larger assignments ahead. The people you encounter today, the prayers you offer, and the decisions you make may be part of a divine plan that extends far beyond what you can see. This is why you must recognize the power and responsibility of being chosen. Your life is not meaningless. Your presence matters. Your prayers, actions, and decisions carry eternal significance. God's selection of you is not a generic statement of existence. It is a personal call to action, a divine mandate to fulfill a purpose that only you can accomplish. You are positioned in this season, in this moment, and in these circumstances for a reason. God has intentionally placed you where you are to fulfill a mission that only you can complete. Do not wait for someone else to act. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not underestimate the value of your presence, your voice, or your prayers. When God chooses someone, He equips them for influence. He positions them strategically. He empowers them to fulfill assignments that carry eternal significance. Your life has unique meaning. Your calling is specific. Your presence is powerful. Every interaction, every word, and every action today can be part of the divine assignment God has entrusted to you. So rise with confidence, faith, and purpose. Walk knowing that God has chosen you not by accident, not by chance, but with precision. He has entrusted you with influence, responsibility, and the ability to impact lives in ways that only you can. You are part of a divine plan, perfectly placed, uniquely prepared, and intentionally chosen to fulfill assignments that no one else can. Your life matters. Your actions matter. Your obedience matters. And your faithfulness today can change the trajectory of lives, families, and even generations. Being chosen by God is not a passive honor, it is a call to action. It is not simply a title or a feeling. It is a responsibility, a spiritual mandate, and an invitation to walk in faith. When God wakes you up today, He is saying more than you are alive. He is saying you are chosen. Now, move forward, act on my purpose, step into the plan I have for you. Responding to God's selection requires more than acknowledgement. It requires faith, courage, and deliberate action. The fact that you are alive today is a signal that God wants you to engage with your calling, to participate in His divine plan, and to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Faith is the first step in responding to God's choice. Many people hear that they are chosen, but they remain passive, waiting for perfect conditions, ideal timing, or more strength. Yet God's call is never based on perfect circumstances. Faith begins where the visible ends, where human reasoning stops, and where the Spirit of God directs. You must take a step even when you cannot see the whole path, even when obstacles appear insurmountable, and even when fear threatens to paralyze you. Acting in faith demonstrates that you believe God's choice over your doubts, His power over your weakness, and His plan over your limitations. Courage is equally essential. To walk in the fullness of being chosen, you must face challenges boldly, knowing that God equips those He calls. Life will present trials, resistance, and moments of fear. People may doubt you, circumstances may seem impossible, and your own heart may question whether you are capable. But courage is not the absence of fear, it is moving forward despite fear. God does not abandon those He calls. He strengthens them, surrounds them with wisdom, and guides them through every step. To act on God's selection is to rise above fear, to step out in boldness, and to trust that the one who chose you has already prepared the way. Obedience is the third essential principle. God's choice requires alignment. You may be blessed, gifted, or positioned, but if you do not obey His guidance, the blessings of being chosen cannot manifest fully in your life. Obedience involves listening to His voice, following His instructions, and moving in the direction He sets before you. It requires patience when timing seems delayed, persistence when doors remain closed, and humility when the path is difficult. Every moment of obedience is an affirmation of your faith and a demonstration that you value God's choice over your own plans. When you respond in obedience, you allow God to work through you, to multiply your impact, and to fulfill the purpose for which you were chosen. Many people underestimate the significance of their small, daily actions. God's assignments are not always dramatic. They often begin in subtle, seemingly ordinary ways. A kind word, a listening ear, a prayer of intercession, or a step of generosity may seem small, but they can be the opening for miracles, breakthroughs, and eternal change. When God chooses you, He positions you in places where your influence matters, even in ways you cannot immediately see. Responding to God's selection means taking every opportunity seriously, acting with intention, and trusting that even the smallest step of faith can create ripples far beyond your perception. Part of responding to God's choice is also understanding the power of declarations. When you speak faith-filled words, you are participating in the divine plan. God's word tells us that life and death are in the power of the tongue. As one chosen by God, your words carry authority. Speak life over your own situation. Speak hope into the hearts of others. Speak victory in the midst of challenges. Your declarations are not just affirmations, they are tools of faith that release God's promises. The chosen person walks with a voice aligned to heaven, knowing that what is spoken in faith will manifest according to God's will. Action and faith must go hand in hand. God's selection requires more than belief, it demands participation. It is not enough to say, "I am chosen," while remaining idle. You must step into the purpose, act with confidence, and pursue the assignments God places before you. Even when the path is unclear, even when opposition arises, and even when results are not immediate, action rooted in faith activates the blessings of being chosen. God does not choose passively. He chooses to work through those who move, who obey, and who act in alignment with His Spirit. There is also a spiritual dimension to responding to God's choice. Your prayers, your faith, and your obedience do not merely impact your own life, they influence the spiritual atmosphere around you. As a chosen vessel, your life becomes a conduit for miracles, healing, and transformation. The choices you make in alignment with God's purpose can change the course of events, redirect destinies, and release favor in ways you cannot measure. This is why action is critical. To ignore your calling, to remain passive, or to delay obedience diminishes not only your potential, but also the influence God intends for your life in the lives of others. Sometimes responding to God's choice requires stepping into discomfort. The path of the chosen is rarely easy. It may involve sacrifice, rejection, or tests of patience. It may require moving beyond comfort zones, confronting fears, or making difficult decisions. Yet these challenges are designed to strengthen your faith, refine your character, and prepare you for greater responsibilities. God equips the chosen for every trial. The discomfort is temporary, but the results of faithful obedience are eternal. Every step taken in alignment with His selection increases your spiritual authority, expands your influence, and brings glory to His name. Faithful response also requires gratitude. When you acknowledge that God has chosen you, you embrace the privilege and responsibility with a heart of thankfulness. Gratitude shifts your perspective from entitlement or doubt to recognition of divine favor. It enables you to walk in humility, to serve faithfully, and to trust God's timing. Thankfulness reminds you that being chosen is not about your achievements, it is about God's grace, His wisdom, and His perfect plan. It aligns your heart with heaven and positions you for the fullness of the blessings He has prepared. Finally, responding to God's choice is a daily commitment. Each morning you wake up is an opportunity to step into purpose. Every decision, action, and word can either align with or deviate from God's plan. Being chosen is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing journey of faith, obedience, courage, and intentionality. As you respond daily, Your life becomes a living testimony of God's power, love, and purpose. You become a beacon of hope, an instrument of blessing, and a proof that God's selection carries eternal impact. So today, rise with action, faith, and confidence. Take steps, however small, in obedience to God's calling. Speak words of life, pray with authority, and act with courage. Recognize that being chosen is not passive, it is active. Your faith, obedience, and persistence activate the blessings of heaven in your life. Walk with assurance, knowing that God has chosen you, that He empowers you, and that He will guide you through every assignment, challenge, and opportunity. Responding to God's choice is how you fulfill your destiny, influence the world, and demonstrate the power of faith in action. Your life is chosen. Your purpose is precise. Your calling is divine. Walk today with faith, act with courage, obey with humility, and embrace the responsibility that comes with being chosen. Heaven believes in you. God has already placed His hand upon your life. Now move forward and let your response release the full measure of the purpose for which you were chosen.